Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency without a central bank or single administrator that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for intermediaries. Transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public distributed ledger called a blockchain. The currency began use in 2009 when its implementation was released as open-source software. Bitcoins are created as a reward for a process known as mining. They can be exchanged for other currencies, products, and services. Bitcoin has been criticized for its use in illegal transactions, the large amount of electricity and thus carbon footprint used by mining, price volatility, and thefts from exchanges. Some investors and economists have characterized it as a speculative bubble at various times. Others have used it as an investment, although several regulatory agencies have issued investor alerts about Bitcoin. The cryptocurrency was invented in 2008 by an unknown person or group of people using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. The domain name bitcoin.org was registered on 18 August 2008. Nakamoto implemented the Bitcoin software as open-source code and released it in January 2009. Nakamoto's identity remains unknown. On 3 January 2009, the Bitcoin network was created when Nakamoto mined the starting block of the chain, known as the Genesis block. The receiver of the first Bitcoin transaction was Hal Finney, who had created the first reusable proof-of-work system in 2004. Finney downloaded the Bitcoin software on its release date, and on 12 January 2009 received 10 Bitcoins from Nakamoto. In 2010, the first known commercial transaction using Bitcoin occurred when programmer Laszlo Haniaks bought 2 Papa John's pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins. Blockchain analysts estimate that Nakamoto had mined about 1 million Bitcoins before disappearing in 2010 when he handed the network alert key and control of the code repository over to Gavin Andresen. Andresen later became lead developer at the Bitcoin Foundation. Andresen then sought to decentralize control. This left opportunity for controversy to develop over the future development path of Bitcoin, in contrast to the perceived authority of Nakamoto's contributions. Bitcoin is pseudonymous, meaning that funds are not tied to real-world entities, but rather Bitcoin addresses. Owners of Bitcoin addresses are not explicitly identified, but all transactions on the blockchain are public. In addition, transactions can be linked to individuals and companies through idioms of use, and corroborating public transaction data with known information on owners of certain addresses. Before we go further, please help to like our video and subscribe to our channel so that we can bring more videos to you in future. Mining is a record-keeping service done through the use of computer processing power. Miners keep the blockchain consistent, complete, and unalterable by repeatedly grouping newly broadcast transactions into a block, which is then broadcast to the network and verified by recipient nodes. Each block contains a cryptographic hash of the previous block, thus linking it to the previous block and giving the blockchain its name. The price of Bitcoins has gone through cycles of appreciation and depreciation, referred to by some as bubbles and busts. According to Mark T. Williams, as of 30 September 2014, Bitcoin has volatility 7 times greater than gold, 8 times greater than the S&P 500, and 18 times greater than the US dollar. Bitcoins start to get recognition in the 2020s. In November 2020, PayPal announced that US users could buy, hold, or sell Bitcoin. In September 2020, the Canton of Zug, Switzerland, announced to start to accepting tax payments in Bitcoin by February 2021. In June 2021, the Legislative Assembly of El Salvador voted legislation to make Bitcoin legal tender in El Salvador. The law took effect on September 7. On 16 October 2021, the SEC approved a cash-settled Bitcoin futures ETF. The first Bitcoin ETF in the United States became available to trade on 19 October 2021. Criticism and controversies. The legal status of Bitcoin varies substantially from country to country and is still undefined or changing in many of them. Regulations and bans that apply to Bitcoin probably extend to similar cryptocurrency systems. The U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission has issued 4 customer advisories for Bitcoin and related investments. A July 2018 warning emphasized that trading in any cryptocurrency is often speculative, and there is a risk of theft from hacking and fraud. In May 2014, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission warned that investments involving Bitcoin might have high rates of fraud and that investors might be solicited on social media sites. An earlier investor alert warned about the use of Bitcoin in Ponzi schemes. Bitcoin has been criticized for the amount of electricity consumed by mining. A 2021 estimate from the University of Cambridge suggests Bitcoin consumes more than 178 terawatt-hour annually, ranking it in the top 30 energy consumers if it were a country. Concerns about Bitcoin's environmental impact relate Bitcoin's energy consumption to carbon emissions. Competitors' analysis. Ethereum is the second biggest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, and right now, it's the most likely to replace Bitcoin. It was the first to introduce smart contracts, which are tiny pieces of code that live on the blockchain. Smart contracts are a game changer. They are behind many of the big developments, such as decentralized finance and non-fungible tokens, that have driven the dramatic growth in cryptocurrencies in recent years. These small pieces of self-executing code make it possible to formalize an agreement with someone without involving a third party. For example, a farmer could take out insurance against severe weather conditions, and the policy would automatically pay out if those conditions were met. Smart contracts let us store the copyright and ownership information within a digital collectible, such as a piece of art or a sports trading card. These are called NFT, and some have sold for millions of dollars. The second most significant alternative is Cardano. It is known as a third-generation cryptocurrency that aims to fix some of the problems faced by both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Its mission is to use blockchain technology to solve real-world problems, and it takes a research-driven approach to development. The popular digital currency has offices in 15 countries across 4 continents, and one field that differentiates it from other blockchains is its work in Africa. For example, it has partnered with the Ministry of Education in Ethiopia to store the academic records of 5 million students on its blockchain. Fake academic certification is a big problem in Ethiopia and can stop students from being able to study or work abroad. This pilot project could change lives. Cardano's energy consumption is a fraction of that of Bitcoin or Ethereum. Both use enough electricity to power a whole country each year. Cardano's network uses just roughly equivalent to the monthly energy consumption of a state like New Jersey. The third alternative is Solana. Bitcoin can only process about 7 transactions per second, so pretty much any crypto is faster. But Solana is a lot faster. It can process more than 50,000 transactions per second, making it much more scalable than Bitcoin and many other cryptos. Solana is a programmable blockchain that runs smart contracts. And like Cardano, it comes at a fraction of the environmental cost. There are currently over 300 projects running on Solana's system, including decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges, stablecoins, and wallet apps. Financial performance. Unlike stocks, there is no way to evaluate cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Therefore, we can only base it on trade prices. Bitcoin has seen its ups and downs for the past few years. It is still not recognized by most countries in the world. In fact, China has banned crypto mining recently. However, Bitcoin continued to be traded at an all-time high of 60,000 USD. We would advise investors and traders alike to exercise caution when trading with Bitcoin and other forms of cryptocurrencies. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel today. Leave a comment below on what stock you like us to review in future.